My old Gunpla collection. It really is a mix of stuff, mostly alternate universe stuff, but I do have some DC stuff mixed in. So figured since I'm still here at home for the holidays and I don't really have a lot going on, I figured I would just very quickly show off my collection and review a kit that I haven't actually reviewed yet. So here is my top shelf, and this is more my expensive kit. So I got my Battle Damage Perfect Grade Strike, the Perfect Grade Battle Striker pack, and then of course I have my Okawa Kunio exclusive Master Grade of Strike Freedom, and then I just have this little Zaku head here because I just thought it looks cool. Down here I have my custom shelf of all my custom kits. So I have my custom Skywarp Arc-78 here, one of my old custom Barbados, which has seen better days. I did a review on that guy. My Battle Scarred Master Grade Blitz. I have one of my early customs back here. Another one of my early Battle Scards, missing an arm, but you can see the gun cannon there. Here's one of my custom RU100 Mark 30s. Pretty proud of this guy. He's probably one of my best customs. And then we got a custom bear guy, which I call Galaxy Bear Guy. This guy's not a custom, so I don't really know why he's on the shelf, but I just kind of threw him here. Here's one of my very first customs of the old first grade Arc-78-2. I tried to paint him up to look like Optimus Prime, and yeah, not the best. I have one of my Skull Zakus here, did for Halloween custom. I believe this one's my most recent custom, which I did do a full video on, my Shattered Glass Santa Rock, as I like to call it. Here's another Battle Scarred GM I did. And then we have another custom GM I called the Nebula GM, and a Battle Scarred Wing Zero. And then down here we got my P-Bandai / exclusive Gunpla kit shelf here. So we got the, I guess kind of harder to find, Berserk Mode Noble Gundam, although I'm pretty sure she's back in stock, so I don't think she's super hard to find now. We got my, I think it was a Explo exclusive Clear F91. We got the Ecopla gun cannon, which uses recycled plastic, which is a really cool kit. We have another clear kit, which I'm pretty sure isn't hard to find, but it's the Targus 3 high grade clear kit. The metallic new Gundam, and then here I just have all of my petite guys. Obviously the 711 set is the exclusive set. This is just a standard petite guy. This is, I forgot which version of the petite guy it is. Blue candy? I don't remember. And then we have a clear orange Haro, which was a, I believe, GameStop exclusive a while back, so pretty cool there. And then obviously we got good old USA Arc-78-2. I don't remember what this guy was. I just did a review on him, but I already forgot the name. The Full Armor Arc-78 F00. I don't think it's full armor, but you guys know, and I did do a full video on this guy. And then we got the exclusive metallic and clear. Looks like his hand fell off there, but the exclusive metallic clear Astray blue frame second L, I think. Yeah, that was a cool kit. And then down here we just got kind of a mixed bag. We kind of got all my old RG kits here. So Exia, RG Sharzaku, RG Crossbone, RG Destiny, RG Wing Zero. We got a standard Astray blue frame, which I put some RG stickers on. We got a couple SD kits down here, the SDCS Zaku, and that kit from Build Fighters. Don't remember that name of that guy, but I'm sure you guys know. We got a couple other SD kits down here. I don't remember the names of these guys, but they're pretty cool. The Master Grade 1.0 Arc-78, which I did a review on a long time ago. The Master Grade Blitz, sorry, not Blitz, Dual Gundam. The 1/100 high grade Death Side, which I did a review on. My very first Master Grade kit, the Master Grade Heavy Arms, which I don't think I've done a review on that guy yet. And down here we got my HG shelf, so kind of mixed bag here. We got some Xeon kits down here, the Hyzak, the Zaku, which I did a review on both these Zakus, the half cannon and the original high grade Zaku. We got one of the 30-minute mission kits, which I did a review on. This guy from Gundam Wing. Can't remember the name of that guy for some reason, but I'm sure you guys know. I believe this guy was the Bawu. Pretty sure I said it wrong, but Bawu transformable mobile suit, kind of cool. Guy from IBO, don't remember his name. The RX-78-2, which version is this? Beyond Global version, one of the best RX-78 kits I have ever built. I did a full review on this guy. Such a great high-grade kit. The classic high-grade Leo kit. What was this guy? The Rick Diaz. Yeah, one of the early high-grade kits that I still have standing. Honestly, not a bad kit. We got another kit that I don't remember the name of in the back there from the Gundam Wing Side Stories series. I did do a full review on this guy. The version of the Strike, don't remember, from the Build Fighter series. I really like this guy because I really like the clear wings, and it came with a nice little stand here. So really nice little kit here. One of my favorite SD kits of all time, the SD Shining Gundam. Super cool kit, especially for how old it is. They reviewed for that guy. And then obviously, of course, we got the high grade God Gundam, still one of my all-time favorite kits. Still need to get the real grade, so that's on my list. And we got the old high grade Shenlong from Endless Waltz. So yeah, that's my old collection. And that's not even all the kits I built. Obviously, I still have some of the kits back in my apartment. But today we're gonna be taking a look at this kit, the P-Bandai DRA-C, which is a kit that I did an unboxing on a long time ago. And I just never got to reviewing it, but it's a certainly unique kit, as you can see here by the appearance. Certainly different from the standard Gundam design. So don't remember what all came with. I've kind of just had them standing here for a long time, but we're gonna take a look at them and go through articulation, and yeah, very unique kit. So anyways, let's get them down and get to the review. Okay, so I was trying to do some research on this kit to remember exactly what all came with it, and I typed in P-Bandai DRA-C on YouTube to see if there was any other videos on it, and surprisingly, I couldn't find a single review for this kit. So if you're watching this, I apologize in advance, because from what I understand, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the only review out for this kit. Maybe you can find some Japanese, YouTuber do a video on it. I did find a couple of shorts on this kit, but no full reviews, and especially not in English anyways. So, yeah, so we're just kind of, I guess, roll with it and go with what we have here. Now, from what I remember, I don't think this kit came with a lot anyways. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty much a static kit. I did come with this little stand, which is nice here. So very limited as to what to talk about that exactly is exclusive to this kit. I know it came with some new parts. The gun here is exclusive to this kit. The original release, which I know is a blue version of this, had a different gun. I'm pretty sure the chest is different. The decals are obviously different. Now, I did apply decals, which I don't know were exclusive to this kit. I know back in the day I did have some decal sheets, so these might have just been from random decal sheets that I had lying around. I know this for sure came with the kit. This is the is it Neo Zeon symbol? I think I know this is from the Unicorn series, which I have seen once, and I'm not very familiar with it, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But this kit, this sticker I know came with this kit. It also had stickers that wrapped around the wrist here, which is not the best, but it could be a lot worse. And then, as I said, these random stickers here, I couldn't tell you if these came with the kit or not. But we got a 01 here. We got a random ranking sticker. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Some random, I guess let's put some random stars here. And yes, as you can tell, this kit is very dusty. It kind of tells you how long I've had this kit on my shelf for. What else? We got random triangle here. We got MS-21c, so I'm pretty sure that probably came with this kit then. And another little, I guess, Xeon logo there. What else we got? We got 01 here on the Gatling gun. On the back, we got some more of the, do not remember these symbols. I think they're just Neo Zeon. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. And then we got another random 01 on the back, and then on the wings, we got some more stickers here. So see one there on the other side, and then on the shield here. So I think that was it for the stickers. Again, I couldn't tell you if all these stickers came with this kit. I want to say it's probably a mix of stickers that came with the kit and then just random stickers I had laying around that I also decided to put on the kit. So yeah, as for accessories, as I said, I don't really think it came with a lot besides this cool Gatling gun. I'm pretty sure it probably came with some extra hands. And he does have a little hilt here for what I'm assuming is a beam saber. I tried pulling out some of the random beams I had laying around. None of them could actually fit into here. So I'm sure whatever beam did come with this kit was only exclusive to this kit, because as I said, all the ones that I had was actually too thick to fit into that little hole there. So yeah, and besides that, I mean, I don't really think that there's nothing else going on. Obviously we get the stand here, so let's take the kit off the stand here, take a quick look at this. It did have a little screw here, so it's kind of nice. This kind of helps keep it in place. So this part moves, and this part can go side to side here, and I don't think you can really adjust the stand at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a static stand here, which is nice for this kit, because obviously it can't stand by itself, so you kind of have to rely on this stand. Pretty basic, but I mean, not too bad. So let's take a closer look at the kit. So the main reason you're going to buy this is obviously for the exclusive colors. So we get this kind of nice magenta pink color here, mixing with some purple, and oh my gosh, the more I zoom into this, the more you can see just how dusty that is. Look at that. Sheesh, I need to take better care of my kits here, because yeah, this guy can use a nice cleaning. But yeah, very nice exclusive colors. Oh, I'm pretty sure the I know for a fact the face here was a sticker, and I'm pretty sure it made up of multiple stickers that kind of wrapped around here to make up the little mono eye here, and then going around the back. Obviously I did panel line this kit as well, but everything else should be straight out of box. And yeah, we get some nice little yellow wires here for the waist. I think that's the only wire area on this Xeon kit. And yeah, so very unique looking face here. I believe the eye can track all the way around, so you can see there's enemies behind them, on top, on bottom, which is kind of cool. Got these nice big round shoulders here, which is again just interesting design choice. We got a nice little antenna in the back. On his backpack is pretty cool actually. I mean, he's got a lot of thrusters. Look at that. He got a total of 3. One down here kind of towards his crotch area that fell off. Let's see, I believe this guy went up top here. I know I'm looking under his skirt. Very indecent of me, but I'm just see if I can connect this thruster back. Come on, there we go. So yeah, we got a thruster here that doesn't move. We got 2 big ones here which are on ball joints, so these guys move. And we got a bunch of little ones here that obviously do not move. They're just part of the actual backpack itself. And then we can't forget the giant freaking thrusters here for his leg. Like, take a look at this thing. I don't remember, but I'm sure in the show these guys were fast. I mean, obviously these guys are made for space combat. They don't have legs, so, you know, would not be ideal for ground combat. But, I mean, take a look at that thruster power. Like, that is impressive. You can see there's some nice thruster details here on the inside. I don't think anything here really moves or anything like that. But just some nice detail in there. Did add a little bit of panel lining here on the sides to kind of bring out more of that detail. And yeah, that's really all I can say for design and detail wise for this mobile suit. It's just a very unique looking suit. Okay, sorry about that. Had to pause the video for a second because I was interrupted, but let's quickly get into the articulation really fast for this kit. So starting off, the head can move up and down and rotate just on a simple ball joint. Shoulders can of course rotate full 360. You can see it's just a ball joint in there. It's got a little pop out joint, so you get a little bit of pivoting motion here. So pretty good, check that out. You can go all the way to the front, so you can grab onto the Gatling gun handle there. And then going up to the side, only get about that much just because of the giant round shoulders here. You get some rotation here, very tight, but yeah, there you go. Get some rotation. Elbow joints at a single joint, so about 90-degree bend there. Also forget to mention that this shield part is removable, I believe anyways. Let's see. Yeah, so you can take the shield part off if you want, and you can move it down here. So you got 2 peg options. So if you want to move it here, you can. And then the hands are just ball joints, so you can get that to rotate full 360, go up and down and side to side. As for the waist, there is no movement here, so it's just one static piece. And then for the legs, these are just, or thrusters, not really legs. These are just ball joints, so you get a little bit of going side to side here. Then these just move up and down. And then for the backpack, these little wing parts can move just on little ball joints. I already said the thrusters move, and I believe that's about it. I don't think there's anything. Oh, well, you can take this whole cannon part off. I forgot about that. So this whole thing can come off, and I'm sure you can replace it with other optional accessories if you have. Maybe the original Jassi model, you can probably replace it with that weapon or other weapons that you have. So this part can come off, but it's just a single joint there. So you can just attach that back into place. So you get a little bit of movement there. And that's about it. So, I mean, not a very complicated kit. I remember the build itself was very interesting and unique. So if you want something different for your shelf, this is just a cool, unique kit to have, and it definitely has some shelf presence. So let me attach the stand back on here real fast. There we go. Oh, let's see if I can get it. There. There you go. So you can just kind of get to sit there on the stand and just look cool on a shelf. I mean, that's really what this kit is made for. So anyways, that's about all I can really say. I know this is not the most professional review in the world, and obviously this is not my usual review setup, so I'm just kind of making do with what I got for now anyways. And yeah, so let me know what you think about this kit. As for a P-Bandai kit, I mean, obviously you're probably just better off buying the standard release version, unless you really like this version, you like the colors. I have no idea how much this kit goes for nowadays, because I mean, again, it's a P-Bandai, so prices vary. But I believe retail is probably around 20 bucks. So I mean, if you can find it for that price, it's still just a really cool, unique kit to get for your collection. I probably wouldn't pay more than maybe $20 or $25. This is definitely not like a $50 kit or anything like that. But still, as I said, just a cool, unique kit, very unique color scheme. I actually do really like this color scheme a lot, which is one of the reasons why I got this kit. And then I just got it for cheap while I was in Japan. So that's the whole reason why I picked this up, and probably the only reason why I would have picked it up. If I saw it online, I probably wouldn't have even thought to pick it up. But anyways, glad I did. It's a fun little kit, looks cool, definitely has shelf presence, and yeah. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this mini review, if you want to call it that. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. As always, I do love reading your comments, and don't forget to subscribe as well as turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I have been working on my high grade Maxter Gundam, so as soon as I finish that kit, I will post a review. So that'll probably be my next video, and that'll probably make this video the last video of the year for me, most likely anyways, unless I can somehow finish that kit before New Year's. But I'm kind of taking my time with that kit so far. So if this is the last video for 2024, hope you guys have a good, happy New Year's. Hope 2024 treated you guys well, and hoping for good things in 2025. So with all that out of the way, don't forget to build, play, and display. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.